good Sunday morning, sports fans, and welcome to scenic St. Pat's Ballpark in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador for preliminary baseball action from the 2025
Attention patrons,
Canada
a reminder that
Summer
only the
Games.
host broadcast.
The preliminary matchup this morning is New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Alongside Bill Hart, I'm Brian Rogers. Bill, great to have you. It's awesome to be back together on the air, and the first time crack working with the Universal Media Inc. group out of Charlottetown, PEI. We're pumped for Scott and Ed and all the gang being here. We're part of a great team. We're going to do the best we can to keep you highly entertained from all the venues, and it's just awesome to be part of this magnificent games that started with a spectacular opening ceremony last night at the Mary Brown Center.
That's right, and what a day for baseball. The weather is absolutely perfect, and you can easily see where the Nova Scotia contingent is with all the flags and the banners. They're looking good.
They're right next to us, directly to our left, and we'll probably just give you a little heads up. We're going to probably have we got Jean and Lynn next to us doing the broadcast for Universe en français, in French. Of course, we cover the English side of it here. You may get a little bleed over from our calls, depending on what kind of action and what type of ball game it is, but for the most part, we're newcomers to this, being hockey guys, but we played the game all our lives, so we're going to do the best job we possibly can. But there might be some little interference here and there from time to time, but I think overall we're going to be brand new.
Yeah, and well, the plus side is maybe we'll learn a little French while we're doing this.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely. Jean was next to you, and he sure can cut it out there. So, Billy, I think that's what you might have been looking for. And we're almost ready to go here. New Brunswick is the visitor, and leading off is Carter Cooling, the center fielder, as the pitcher Reed McDonald gets set to deliver his first pitch, and we are underway. A little high for ball one. These two teams from the Maritimes have not played each other so far this year, so this will be eyes wide open kind of affair here, Bill, as they try to see what their strengths are and what they can maybe exploit here in the ball game. That last pitch a little high and off the catcher's glove, so it's 2-0 on the leadoff hitter, Carter Cooling. Swing and a miss, strike one, 2-1. He had a good rip at that one, Bill.
Yes, he did.
Throughout the tournament, of course, we'll be focusing on delivering lots of good info and stories about the players and the combatants on either side, and Bill does a marvelous job of that. And I'm putting you on a pedestal already there, Lanky.
Well, I'll tell you, some of these athletes, so young, not even old enough to drive.
So Reed McDonald will issue a walk to Carter Cooling to start things off for New Brunswick, and stepping into the box is the designated hitter, number 11, Grady Burns. Interesting to see if New Brunswick tries to get on the Nova Scotia defense right off the hop here, maybe a stolen base opportunity, but here's the DH. First pitch swung on a miss, strike one. Donald trying to right his ship a little bit here after issuing that opening walk to the leadoff hitter, Cooling, the center fielder for New Brunswick. Throw over to first, back in time. Bill, this New Brunswick team from all over, talking to a few members of the coaching squad from the Miramichi down to St. Stephen and all points in between.
And that's where Grady Burns is from. He's from up northern New Brunswick in Miramichi.
Foul ball. So the pitcher, McDonald, up on Burns. 2 strikes on the batter. Runner at first, just underway here on a beautiful Sunday morning from St. Pat's Ballpark. High and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. What a day for baseball, Billy. Just a light breeze out toward the flags in center field. And what a spectacular job the grounds crew and the Canada Game squads have done. Here's a tapper back to the pitcher. Throw to second. They're not going to get anybody. Everybody's going to be safe. The throw from the pitcher to the second baseman, covering, was down low, and he couldn't corral it, Billy. And so now New Brunswick in a pretty good spot here to start off this contest.
You can tell they were set up for a double play, but unfortunately just a misplayed ball. Now runners on first and second. This is it.
Now batting the right fielder, number 9, Keaton Hill.
Keaton Hill steps in. Donald checking the runner at second. Showed bunt, but he didn't go. Ball 1. So Reed McDonald, the Nova Scotia pitcher, getting a little intestinal fortitude going right here off the top of the lineup for New Brunswick. 2 on, nobody out. And the number 3 hitter, Keaton Hill. High pop back behind the plate, coming back as the catcher. That's out of play. And gee, Bill, it almost got up to where we were. We almost got the first souvenir. And a gal with the Manitoba baseball T-shirt on was the first one to pick up that ball and get it back.
Just gave it to another young fan.
And that's a good thing to be doing here.
Proud representation of Manitoba. Well done.
Yeah, Toba. Beautiful pitch there. Looked like he had the bender going beautifully there, and he kind of buckled his knees a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. 2 on here at the top of the first. New Brunswick and Nova Scotia in the preliminary. There's a ball ripped out into right field. That'll be caught for the first out. Runners will tag, at least the runner at second tags. He'll move on to third. And Grady Burns held his positioning there, Bill. So first and third with 1 out, and New Brunswick on the verge of potentially scoring the first run in the baseball competition here in the first inning of the first game.
Good start. This is exactly what New Brunswick was looking for.
Now batting for New Brunswick, the third base.
You know, you'd think, Bill, that these teams may have played each other a little bit, but no, they have not seen each other whatsoever leading up to the Canada Games. Matthias Cobham is in there now, the third baseman. Takes a ball. Reed McDonald happy to get that 1 out now. He'd love to be able to serve up a double play ball here, Bill, to get out of this without any damage done. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Good fastball from Reed McDonald, the Nova Scotia chucker. Trying to quell a bit of a slight uprising for Team New Brunswick here in the top of the first inning. Pitch a little high. 2 balls and 1 strike on Matthias Cobham, the third baseman for New Brunswick. Trying to deliver here with a timely hit to get his club out and on top. Another pitch high, running the count of 3-1. Danger of loading the bases for Cooper Burns, the first baseman, waiting in the on-deck circle. Swung on and missed. Big cut. He was trying to take that one deep to straightaway center. It looked like Billy had a wicked cut. But McDonald beat him on that one. Full count, 1 away, runners at first and third. The wind and the pitch. Ball 4. No, he called it a strike. Thought the pitch may have been a little bit outside. Nevertheless,
Nova Scotia fans very happy about that. Other side, not so much.
So Reed McDonald with what appeared to be maybe ball 4, but the umpire said no, that caught the corner, so it's a strikeout. 2 down, and the Blue Nosers are 1 out away from taking their first turn at the plate. McDonald fires, and the ball is popped back out of play, and we'll get another souvenir. That cleared the broadcast location here, Bill.
Hopefully no one out back is catching a few rays.
If they are, they may have to duck. We're in a very scenic ballpark. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Reed McDonald pumped up here. He's got 2 outs. He's got a runner on third. Also another on first, but he's within a strike of getting out of this first inning jam. Here's the pitch. Runner off and Chapper to third base. Gobbled up here. Long throw across the diamond. Scoop beautifully. And that was a foul ball, I believe.
Yeah, I was
After
looking
all
myself.
that, it was. I think it was fouled, was it not?
I'm just double checking that. Looks like, yeah, it looks like a foul
Well,
ball.
hey, the runner goes back to third base. So what shake? Anyhow, it's all part of the learning curve here, William.
Yeah, our vantage point looks like.
Yeah,
it's
in
over
our
third
vantage
base.
point, it looked like it. We're in a tight corner, but there's a tapper down to first, and that is going to be right at the first baseman off of the bat of Cooper Burns, and that will end New Brunswick's potential uprising here, Bill. In the top of the first, the runners at first and third. Nobody out, couldn't score.
No. Nova Scotia will be very happy with that as they exit the field and get their chance to bat.
The City of St. John's and the Canada Games Council.
And I know one thing we will never do is speculate, but both of us thought that maybe. Well, here we are speculating, and I said I wouldn't. All right, enough of that, Brian.
Le gouvernement du Canada, le gouvernement de Terre-Neuve et Labrador, ainsi que la ville de Saint-Jean.
So Nova Scotia, a team that is from all over Canada's ocean playground. They have players from Cape Breton, the Metropolitan Halifax Dartmouth Regional Municipality, down the valley.
Truro.
Yep, Truro, Colchester County. So they've got players from all over. And leading off for Nova Scotia will be the left fielder, number 49, Kane McNair. Now, McNair is a Truro name for sure. I can tell you that being a Blue Noser. A transplant. Born and raised in Halifax, but have been a resident of Newfoundland and Labrador for 30-odd years, almost 40 years now, and maybe more. Once you get here, you don't leave.
No, not at all.
No, you didn't, right?
No, you usually find your place. While McNair does sound like a Truro name, Cam finds himself calling Hammond's Plains home.
Oh, there you go. Not too far from Brad Marchand's home and my brother Paul in Stillwater Lake. So Nova Scotia comes to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning. And it will be, as Bill said, Kane McNair from Hammond's Plains, the left fielder, number 49. And who will be awaiting the pitch from Nolan Tompkins, the New Brunswick pitcher, as the picture province. Teammates gather on the mound to give their pitcher a little bump and a pump and say, let's go, Noah, throw strikes, kid. Nolan, pardon me. So here we go as McNair digs in. First pitch is ripped. Nice defensive play by the first baseman covering, and he just got him at first. That was a bang-bang play. And I think that Kane McNair may have thought that he had beat that, but that was a wicked, beautiful defensive play by the first baseman.
Wow.
That
Well
was
done.
Cooper Burns, and he made a spectacular play to stop McNair from getting the first hit for Nova Scotia. Noah McIntosh, the shortstop, will step in now, facing Tompkins. In a scoreless ball game here just in the bottom of the first inning here from St. Pat's Ballpark on a beautiful Sunday morning. Pitch high and outside for ball one. Tompkins in the set, winds and fires and delivers a ball outside for a 2-0 count on the Nova Scotia shortstop, McIntosh. There's ball three. Tompkins in danger of putting McIntosh on. He would be the first Nova Scotia base runner, although they may have had a small argument on that last play, but it was a dynamite play by Burns.
Mm-hmm. Soft spot for McIntosh. He's from Dartmouth.
There you go again. There's a pitch called for strike one. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nothing like baseball. I just grew up playing it in Nova Scotia and just absolutely love the sport. There's a bender that is called strike 2. McIntosh may have not really liked that count. He takes a little breather, steps out, and gets himself back in the box to face the 3-2 pitch here with 1 away in the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game. There's a base hit in the right field for Nolan McIntosh, the shortstop. Setting it up for the right fielder, Malky Murphy, who steps into the plate. Hitting from the left side. So Nova Scotia with a runner on here in the bottom of the first.
Right fielder number 3, Malky Murphy.
And Malky Murphy, that's a baseball name right there, baby.
Isn't it though?
Oh, is it ever? Hum that thing, Malky, especially if he was a pitcher. But he's not. He's a right fielder. And he'll take strike 1. Thompson getting ahead on the count to the number 3 hitter for Canada's Ocean Playground. Here's the pitch. That's a little outside. 1-1. Tompkins into the set and the pitch. Jammed him at a jam shot, and he got a piece of that building, fouled it off down the third baseline. That was pretty tight in on Malky.
Ooh, yeah, I took out the skinny part of the bat.
He did too. He would have had all kinds of space to go, wouldn't he, if that ball would have stayed fair?
Lots of real estate there.
Facing a 1-2 pitch is Murphy, and that's called strike 3 right down the middle as Tompkins came to the heater and sat him down. 2 away here at the bottom of the first. New Brunswick and Nova Scotia in the opener. Preliminary round of the 2025 Canada Summer Games from St. Pat's Ballpark in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. 2 down. Designated hitter number 10, Jordan Rittenberg. Let's see why he's 4, Billy, with a runner on first and 2 down to Nova Scotia. Get things in motion here. Try a little hit and run. The pitch. Smoked into center field. And going back and making the catch out there is the center fielder for New Brunswick. That was Ryan Starzomski, and that was hit well, to say the least. Got his bat on the ball, hit a long, hard drive to center, but the center fielder, Ryan Starzomski, was able to reel it in. So scoreless after the first inning of play.
Take breaks in the shade, apply sunscreen, stay hydrated, and be aware of signs.
Nice crowd here this morning, too, Bill. Nova Scotia.
Coming down from both New Brunswick and Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Some of which coming to Newfoundland.
Leading off the top of the second inning for Team New Brunswick, number 26, the second baseman, Evan Ward.
Back here at St. Pat's Ballpark in the top of the second inning of a scoreless ball game. Brian Rogers, Bill Hart, and the Universum Media Inc. crew at a Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, Canada, do an outstanding job. Here's the pitch, and that's right down the middle for strike one. Billy, who we got up here top of the second inning?
That'd be Evan Ward.
Evan Ward, second baseman for New Brunswick.
16 years old.
And he'll foul that off. So a rather interesting first inning of ball, though. You know, a little bit of a threat from New Brunswick.
Yeah, both teams had their opportunities.
They had their chances. There's swing and a miss, strike three. He just pumping heat there. Reed McDonald rearing back, and he blows it by War for the first out, bringing Will Bauer, the catcher, to the plate for Nouveau Brunswick. I'll leave that to Jean Hillard and Lynn next door to us. We'll do it in English, obviously.
See, we're learning French already. Look at
Well,
us.
you know, you gotta be flexible, man. You gotta be able to dip and dive a little bit. Bauer taking that first pitch for a strike, and here's the wind and fire. Here's a ball drilled into left field. That's going to be caught out there. No, it got by him all the way to the wall. That looked like from this angle, Bill, and it was a tough one to see, but what a spectacular effort by the Nova Scotia left fielder. That's Cam McNair, and man, he almost came up with that ball. We could ask for a replay, but we're all trying to work through a few bugs here this morning, and we're in a bit of a tough angle to see that through the screen and so on. Not making excuses, but I thought he caught the ball at first.
I'll tell you what, if Cam was just an inch taller, he probably would have had that.
Wow. Great try, but it ends up being a double for Will Bauer, and that brings up Ryan Starzomski, the left fielder, number 4. Base hit here would be interesting. See whether they can score from second. You're always wondering about that in today's game. If you watch it, you don't know whether they're going to run or they're going to crawl.
Mm-hmm.
Swing and a miss. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the left fielder, Ryan Starzomski for New Brunswick. Runner at second. 1 out. Top of the second. No score. Pitch got away. Bauer's going nowhere.
We got one excited fan.
Energy in the crowd this morning? Well, why not? It's like 70-odd degrees out already.
Beauty day.
It is going to be hot, a scorcher. Here's the pitch. Here's a ball. Hit back. It's going to just make it out of play in behind us. To the side here behind the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the second in a scoreless ball game.
I'm not going to say I'm worried, but that's the 3rd foul ball that came within our range.
Everything happens in 3s, at least they say. 2-2 right now. Pitch down and away for a full count on Ryan Starzomski, the New Brunswick left fielder, number 4. And the pitch. Line drive hit right at the second baseman. Bauer got back in time as they were thinking about going for a flip, try to get a double play, but Bauer didn't strand that far off the base, and with 2 down, that will bring up
now batting
the shortstop, Will Henry. 2 down now. Runner still at second base here in the top of the second inning. New Brunswick and Nova Scotia scoreless. Here's a ball, and that's popped up. First baseman backpedaling, second baseman calling him off, and he'll squeeze it, and that'll do it. So New Brunswick leave another runner on, and they've had base runners, Bill, but they have not been able to come up with the clutch hit so far. So after 1.5 innings of play in the preliminary baseball opener from St. Pat's, New Brunswick and Nova Scotia remain scoreless.
Park by the Government of Canada.
We'll be back with the bottom of the second
St. John's,
after this timeout.
Fortis, Atlantic Lottery, and Premier Partners, BMO Canadian Tire, Celebrate NL, MMSB, and the Orange Store.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Just gonna try to
Move that over.
Oh, this is good, because that way I can kind of tilt back.
Oh, okay.
I can't
And
see that.
becomes a beacon, lighting the way. When the games are gone, the games go on. Turn up. Take part. Orange Store. Fuel the spirit.
Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
I think we got a couple of brothers on the New Brunswick team.
Okay, back here at St. Pat's Ballpark off Carpathian Road in the east end of the beautiful port city of St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador on a Sunday morning. Preliminary baseball between two maritime provinces, two neighbors, Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, Canada's ocean playground and the picture province. New Brunswick stranding three base runners through 2 innings of play, had a couple good looks to get on the scoreboard, just couldn't get the clutch hit they needed to deliver the game's first run.
Team Nova Scotia, the third baseman, number 13,
Austin Brown's going to settle into the box, the third baseman wearing number 13 for Nova Scotia, to face Nolan Tompkins on the hill for New Brunswick. Scorcher already here this morning. Pitch is going to be grounded to first base. First baseman's going to take it on his own. He'll tag the bag. And there's one down on one pitch. Nolan Tompkins got to feel good about that, Bill. Getting the first out of the inning on the first pitch he threw.
Well, it looks like this game is shaping up to be one of those where you have to take advantage of those opportunities. It may be a close game. We're talking a low-scoring game, perhaps.
Absolutely. Maybe get back to the old school baseball. A little hit and run, a little suicide squeeze, a little sacrifice bunt. I love all that stuff.
Stop it, Brian. You're teasing me.
I know. Pitch call, strike one. Carson Pearl, the first baseman for Nova Scotia, swings and misses. Quickly, 2 strikes. There's Nolan Tompkins dealing here in the bottom of the second. He's already got an out in the first pitch. There's a ball hit right back to the first baseman. Going to use his pitcher this time, and he'll convert for the second out. Good coverage there. As Nolan Tompkins was able to get over there in a hurry and take that from his first baseman, Cooper Burns, who's had a busy and an excellent game so far for New Brunswick, right? Here is Lewis Stonehouse, the center fielder, number 45, with 2 away, and he'll take a strike from Nolan Tompkins. Trying to make this a 1-2-3 quickie here in the bottom of the second against their maritime counterparts. The pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Stonehouse. Tompkins into the line, the pitch. Little, call strike. Really tough, Bill, to speculate or watching that pitch from this vantage point here. Want to make sure we get it right. The ump said it was a strike, and it is, and here's the 1-2 dealing, and he fouled it off, staying alive there. Good cut by Lewis Stonehouse, Nova Scotia's center fielder. We can feel the heat already, hey, Bill?
Oh, yes. That's why the PA announcer keeps giving us that warning. Get that sunscreen on.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to do, too. Keep hydrated here. You can see the flags out towards center field with a bit of a ripply breeze, but man, we could use more. Here's a ball that is going to be popped up to the second baseman, backpedaling, and he will squeeze it. And Nolan Tompkins works a 1-2-3, bottom of the second, setting the Blue Nosers down in order. So through 2 innings of play here in the Canada Games baseball preliminary opener between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, it's scoreless. And we'll be back with the top of the third after this timeout.
This is a place where imaginations can run wild. Maybe it's time to come set yours free.
Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
Welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador, as we get set for the top of the third inning. New Brunswick and Nova Scotia scoreless through 2 in a pitching duel between New Brunswick's Nolan Tompkins and Reed McDonald on the hill for Nova Scotia. Blue Nosers with the 1 hit in this contest so far. We're not into stats and stuff, and there's no analytical stuff whatsoever here from these 2 guys anyways, right? I think that's music to our producers' ears too, Bill. So Carter Cooling stepping back in. And he's got the count in his favor so far here. 2 balls and no strikes, leading off the top of the third inning. A little tight there. And he called a strike. He backed him up, backed him off the plate. And it had to break. No, it's a ball, which I thought it was initially. 3-0 pitch, and he showed bunt, takes high for ball 4. So Carter Cooling draws a walk to start the top of the third inning, pardon me. And Grady Burns, the DH, will step into the box for New Brunswick.
Grady Burns.
Grady Burns, a multi-sport athlete. Not only is he great at ball, obviously, because he's here, but he's quite the hockey player as well.
Well, growing up, those are the 2 sports of choice for this old guy. Baseball, hockey, hockey, baseball, didn't matter. Once one ended, the other one started. And throw football in, too. Runner at first. The 0-1 pitch. Call strike 2. So Reed McDonald digging back in, trying to set down the second hitter of this top of the third. And here's the pitch. Runner going. Throw down to second is going to sail into center field. But Carter Cooling is going to cool his jets, Bill, and he's going to stay at second. So another runner for New Brunswick in scoring position.
Right fielder number 9, Keaton Hill.
Burns took called third strike for the out, and Keaton Hill steps in. The right fielder for New Brunswick. Chance here to put his team on the scoreboard. There's a swing and a foul back to the screen. No balls, 1 strike on Keaton Hill, number 9. Checking the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Pitch is high, 1 ball, 1 strike on Keaton Hill. Opportunity here to get his province on the scoreboard. Reed McDonald with a pitch. That's going to get away. Here comes the runner heading to third, no throw. Now New Brunswick, for the second time of the ballgame, Bill, have a runner on third, scoring position with less than 2 outs. So Keaton Hill wants to definitely get a piece of this, either drive it to the other side of the diamond toward right field, or just plain smack it up the middle or drill it into left. And he's going to take a called third strike. Pardon me, my bad. 2-2. Runner, little dangly down the line. There's a pitch on the way outside, pardon me. 3-2. So full count delivery, and here's the pitch. That's a called third strike. So Keaton Hill will take a spot on the dugout bench as Reed McDonald finds strike 3 for the second out of this top of the third inning. Matthias Cobham, third baseman, stepping in. 2 down, runner at third, still scoreless. New Brunswick and Nova Scotia on day 1 of the 2025 Canada Summer Games from St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. Cobham took first pitch strike. McIntosh finding a little bit of a groove here late in the inning, Bill. There's a ball that is slapped foul down the first baseline. That's out of play, and it's 0-2. So Reed McDonald, Bill, is just a strike away from getting out of trouble one more time.
We've seen this so many times early in this game.
Yeah, McDonald, little Houdini action in the last inning, trying to replicate it here. And the pitch, little tight, little high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 out, and a runner on third here in the top of the third. No score. McIntosh, 3-2 pitch. Or 3-2, that was on the last batter.
Well, I'll tell you
the
what.
heat's getting to me already.
3-2 now.
My bad. Now, yeah. 2's across the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at third, no score. McIntosh into the wind, and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Houdini 2.
Wow. Man, oh man.
And the Nova Scotia team pours off their bench after a terrific pitching performance by Reed McDonald as he stymies New Brunswick one more time. We'll be back to the bottom of the third after this timeout.
Our website at 2025canadagames.ca. Visit our box office at the end.
Leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time.
Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
Welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark here at the bottom of the third inning. Preliminary baseball. Bill Hart along with yours truly, Brian Rogers. The call on Universum Media Inc. out of Charlottetown, PEI. What an outstanding company. You talk about preparation and detail. last night's performance, they pulled off down at the Mary Brown Center for the opening ceremonies was nothing short of spectacular. And I'm not saying that to get on the good side of everybody, but I'm just calling it the way I see it. But I've done for 50-plus years.
Yep.
That was one fantastic performance.
What a great
congrats.
way. Great way to open the 2025 Canada
Absolutely, and I know there was a bit of anxiety, and I'm sure the guys are running around like blue-arsed flies, and we can say that here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I don't think without getting in trouble, but Scott and his crew, Eddie and the boys, they pulled it off.
Well done.
Spectacular work, gentlemen. So here we are, the bottom of the third inning. Nova Scotia trying to unravel the scoreless tie as the catcher, Chris DeCosta, steps in, number 20. Took a first pitch ball. Tompkins delivers a strike here to even up the count of 1-1. DeCosta, Jollymore, and the pitcher, McDonald, due here in the bottom of the third. DeCosta, big rip. Swung on a missed, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tompkins has his signal. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled back off the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Nova Scotia catcher, Chris DeCosta.
Hailing from Truro.
Beauty.
Big shout out to
Chester
Truro and
County, absolutely.
Yeah, Bible Hill and its surrounding areas.
Yes, sir, indeed. Loves it. In fact, that's where I last was before coming to Newfoundland. There's a ball ripped foul, heads up down there in the refreshment tent. Get out of the way there. I'm talking water now. And these are youngsters, and that's a good thing. There's no access to alcohol. That's just me being personal. Here's the pitch. That's down and inside, evening the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But you watch these athletes, and they look like men out there. And some, as we mentioned earlier, some of them can't even drive a car yet.
That's right. Here's a pitch down, and that'll run the count to 3-2 on DeCosta, the catcher. Trying to work his way on here in the bottom of the third inning of a scoreless ball game between two Maritime counterparts who have not played each other prior to this opener, the preliminary baseball round. There's a ball fouled off. And you hear that one clanging off the bleachers.
More importantly, away from us this time.
Yeah. We've had some close calls here, but we're pretty sheltered. We got a window that we can't open, Bill, so we're looking through that. But we're hanging in there so far, buddy. So a full count pitch here now coming from Nolan Tompkins. The wind, the pitch. And that is outside to DeCosta with a real good at bat there, Bill. Took ball 4, and he's aboard to start the bottom of the third for Nova Scotia.
And he knows how important base runners are. He was very excited when he looked at his bench and drew that walk.
So the second baseman, number 7, Ryan Jollymore. Now there's a Nova Scotia name if I've ever heard one, Jollymore. He'll
yes.
step in here with an opportunity to get something going here for the Blue Nosers.
Again, another gentleman from Truro. They know
Drops down a dandy bunt. Looked at second, going to go to first. They'll take the out there, and DeCosta is successfully down to second base in scoring position for Nova Scotia for the first time in the ball game. They've got a runner in position to score the game's opening run. So a beautiful sacrifice bunt by Ryan Jollymore. And now we get back to the top of the order, and that was my bet. I said McDonald. Pitchers obviously at the bottom are not hitting. So Cam McNair steps in. The golden opportunity to give the Blue Nosers an opportunity to take a lead. Tompkins winds, fires. A little outside on the bender there. More, ball 1. And Bill, when I say that about a pitch, it's just basically trying to figure out what it would be. That one gets away, and now the runner's coming to third, and he's going to make it. Great hustle. And they say catchers can't run. Are you kidding me?
Well,
DeCosta picked that up beautifully.
Runner on third, very enthusiastic.
So an opportunity here now for Cam McNair. Base hit, fly ball, ground ball to the right side, and there's a ball hit to the shortstop. He'll gobble it up, make the throw across, and get McNair. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and another opportunity, and here's Noah McIntosh, the shortstop. Still no score here on
For Team Nova Scotia, the shortstop number 6.
Sunday morning from St. Pat's Ballpark. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike on McIntosh. Tompkins is set. High and outside. Well, McIntosh digging in now. Trying to find a pitch to his liking that he can deliver. A base hit to open the scoring. Fouling this one away. Had a good rip at it, 1-2. So we saw Reed McDonald, Bill, in the top of the third, come back in fine fashion, getting out of another tough jam. Let's see if Nolan Tompkins can replicate that for New Brunswick, the picture province. Tompkins into the line. Here's the pitch, and a ball that is fouled off down the first base line. It's off the barrier, and it's still 1-2. McIntosh getting a little reprieve. So Nova Scotia fans to our direct left coming alive here, trying to spur their ball club on here to take the lead. Noah McIntosh awaiting the delivery from Nolan Tompkins. And now McIntosh will step out and step back in. Big pitch here in the ball game. It's only early, only the bottom of the third, but this is a big pitch. And it's drilled into left field, and Nova Scotia is going to take the lead as McIntosh delivers a timely bullet into left field, and it's 1-0 for the Blue Nosers as Chris DeCoste, who set the inning up with a great at-bat, comes in to score the game's first run.
You talk about the old-fashioned baseball, you know, the sacrifice bunts.
That's what we talked about just last inning, was it not? Well, there you go. Love to see it. Hold off. That's baseball right there.
Murphy.
Never mind ghost runners and pitch counts and replays, and that's baseball right there. Foul down the third base line. That is well out of play. So Nova Scotia jumps out to the 1-0 lead. An RBI single by Noah McIntosh, the shortstop. Malky Murphy, the right fielder, stepping in. Runner off and running. There's a line drive, base hit up the middle, hit and run. Now we're talking baseball as they're pulling it off to perfection in Nova Scotia. First and third with 2 down and a 1-0 lead already. That's how you play the game. Hit and run and moving the runner over and setting up Jordan Rittenberg, the designated here, number 10. And he's there for a reason. Let's see if he can deliver here, but now we're going to get a mound visit.
That hit and run was executed perfectly.
It sure was, Bill. Beautifully done. A tight ball game.
Well, you know what? You're right, and this is exactly how these teams are going to find a victory today. The runs, not in bunches, but manufacture them just like we've just seen here.
And that's just beautiful to watch, especially if you grew up a huge baseball fan like we both were.
Mm-hmm.
And what the game has become today is almost unbearable. But watching these young men go out there and pull that off, and that's just that's a testament to the coaching staffs as well here. You know, to say, hey, this is the time now. Let's steal the base. Let's drop down the sacrifice bunt. Let's play a little hit and run.
Well, it's paying off for them so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes you have to roll that dice.
Yep, you rolled it, and they rolled it right
Now batting for
so
Nova
far.
Scotia, the designated hitter, number 10, Jordan Rittenberg.
So Jordan Rittenberg steps in here. Runners at first and third. 2 outs. A run is already in. And here's the pitch outside for ball 1. Austin Brown in the on-deck circle for Nova Scotia. The third baseman, number 13, is Rittenberg looks for a pitch that he can drive. And down and in, and 2-0. Not going to say a hitter's count because a hitter's going to make the count in his favor,
Right.
whether it's 1-2, 3-0, or 2-0. Tompkins needs a big pitch here. Rittenberg looking at a bender in there for a called strike. Nice curveball there. At least it sure appeared to be one. So Nova Scotia with a 1-0 lead on the RBI single by Noah McIntosh, and he hit it hard into left field. Rittenberg drills it toward the second baseman. He's going to go to shortstop at second, tagging the bag for the third out, but a run-scoring RBI single by Noah McIntosh has Nova Scotia leading New Brunswick 1-0 after 3. Back with the top of the fourth from St. Pat's Ballpark after this timeout.
Hey, where could I find these shoes?
Heads up!
Whoa.
Keep up this back to school with Adidas at Sport Check.
I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. Now or never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time.
Okay, back here at St. Pat's Ballpark on a beautiful Sunday morning, the opener of the baseball preliminary round between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Alongside Bill Hart, I'm Brian Rogers, part of the Universum Media Inc. crowd, bringing you all the action of the 2025 Canada Summer Games over the next 14 days. Great weather in the forecast, hot, hazy, smoky, and we're thinking about those who are in dire straits with the wildfires that are affecting not only us here in Newfoundland and Labrador, but back in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick as well, and PEI's got to keep an eye on things too. They're very, very dry. There's a shot down to the second baseman, gobbled up neatly, and fired across by Ryan Jollymore, who laid down the sack bunt and gets a play under his belt, too. Bill, always feels good to have that ball hit the leather and you're able to come up with it cleanly and make the play, catch it, throw it across. So one down here in the top of the fourth inning, but Nova Scotia leading by a score of 1-0.
I usually make plays like that with my eyes closed.
I remember you.
Oh.
Evan Ward, the second baseman, stepping in, fouled that ball off his shin or his toe, and that couldn't have felt very good. Brunswick third base coach coming down to gather up that ball off his young batter's toe. Pitch is high from Reed McDonald, who's got himself a 1-0 lead, and he's pitched himself in and out of 2 jams already in this ball game. Tight inside, running the count now to 3-1. McDonald does not want to issue a walk here, especially, but he's going to give up a fly ball out. That was hit well by Evan Ward, but right to the right fielder. And capped under that was Malky Murphy, and he squeezed it for out number 2.
Number 3, Will Bauer.
Will Bauer steps in, the catcher. He'd like to try to replicate what his counterpart DeCoste did for Nova Scotia by drawing a walk, getting a base hit, try to get something going with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Takes the first pitch for a strike.
Hailing from Fredericton, Freddie Beach.
Great city. Spent a lot of time there over the years.
That's right.
In the American Hockey League, the Aiken Center. And this team is basically based out of Fredericton. Of course, it's located centrally in New Brunswick, so and players dominating from the Miramichi region, and our thoughts are with those folks in the Miramichi who are facing wildfire issues like we are here in Newfoundland and Labrador as well. So our thoughts go out to you folks. Anybody tuned in on CBC Gem, which Universum Media Inc. is working with for full coverage of this 2025 Canada Summer Games from St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. So, hey.
Will Bauer.
Will Bauer, he drew the walk.
Right.
I don't know, I'm not going to say, hey, Will, did you hear what the... Because I know it didn't happen. And that's just too corny to even repeat. But he draws the walk, does the job, and gets on for the left fielder, Ryan Starzomski. Takes strike 1. See if New Brunswick now tries to maybe a little hit and run here too, Bill. You got to get something.
Well, you have to manufacture runs any way you can.
Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Reed McDonald. Got to remember, Nova Scotia, lots of Macs. What? McIntosh. McDonald. Mick this, Mick that. Strike 3 call. What a pitch there.
And that's it.
He caught him looking. He brought the heat and struck him out to end the top of the 4th inning. So after 3.5 innings of play in the opener of the 2025 Canada Summer Games in men's baseball, it remains Nova Scotia 1 and New Brunswick nothing. Back to the bottom of the 4th after this timeout.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
And welcome back to picturesque St. Pat's Ballpark in a ravine in the east end of the port city of St. John's for baseball preliminary action in the 2025 Canada Summer Games. Nova Scotia leading New Brunswick 1-0 in what we'll call not a pitcher's duel so much. Been a scattered few hits, few base on balls here and there, but
it's a great defense.
Fantastic defense. That's a great call, Bill, because that's what we've seen so far by both teams. Some really, really good defensive plays. So we'll go to the bottom of the 4th, and Austin Brown, the third baseman, steps in for Nova Scotia. I'm sure the Blue Nosers would like to tack on a run or two here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We play 7. Manitoba, Newfoundland and Labrador up next. Nolan Thompson, pardon me, Tompkins, my bad. I apologize, folks. Tompkins a little tight there. And a 2-0 count on Austin Brown. The wind, the pitch. Ball is fouled down the third base line and caught. Nice job by the New Brunswick third baseman, Grady Burns. He went a long way to get that ball.
He had an eye on that, and he zeroed in.
The first baseman,
I think I may have got the wrong guy, but a great play with the third baseman. No excuses. Just a bad call on my part. Nevertheless, there's a ball slapped into right field, a base hit. Carson Pearl, second baseman for Nova Scotia, with a clean base hit to right field for Nova Scotia. So with 1 out, a runner is on, and will they play a hit and run again?
Way to the plate, the center fielder, number 45, Lewis Stonehouse.
Lewis Stonehouse, the center fielder.
From Cole Harbour. A couple of athletes, popular athletes from there.
Just a few from Cole Harbour. And you mentioned Hammond's Plains earlier, and we know all about Marchie. Pitch down in the dirt, good block there by Bauer, the New Brunswick catcher. Kept that ball from sailing to the backstop. One nothing, Nova Scotia, bottom of the fourth. 1 on, 1 out. And the pitch gets away, and that's going to be an advancement for Pearl. He scampers down to second base and gets himself in scoring position, might I add. Lewis Stonehouse now eyeing an opportunity here to give his teammates. He took a pitch on the outside corner, didn't like the call, but it's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 away and a runner at second. Nova Scotia leading 1-0. Way outside. 3-1. Not seeing anyone warming in the New Brunswick bullpen. Not that Nolan Thompson has done a nice job, but here in the fourth, is the heat getting to him? Pitch count, there's a ball that is hit hard right at the third baseman. He'll whip it across the diamond. Nice scoop at first. And the out is made. So no advancement for Pearl down at second. 2 away now. And stepping into the box for Nova Scotia is the catcher, Chris DeCoste, who has scored the only goal. That's what a hockey brother would say. I knew it was going to happen. He has scored the only run of the game, pardon me. And he's got an opportunity here to maybe deliver an RBI. And it was all DeCoste in that inning, Bill. Started with the walk, stole second, got down to second on a beautiful sacrifice bunt, alertly went to third, and then scored on the hit by McIntosh. Runner going, check swing, throw to third, and he is in there safely. Stolen base.
Nice jump, great speed.
Carson Pearl with some dandy base running for the Blue Nosers. Nice head face slide into. Used to love that as a kid. And these young guys, you know, they practice that stuff, man.
And again, old-time baseball.
Old-time. That's what we're loving about this game here this morning. Old-school baseball by these U17s. Fantastic. And the first time calling it, it's fun so far.
It is.
Except for calling it a goal.
That's Canada.
Swung on and missed. Chris DeCoste trying to take that one to the upper part of Carpathian Road here. A beautiful setting for the ballpark here at St. Patrick's in a ravine in the east end here, and it's just spectacular. Swung on and missed. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nolan Tompkins digging back in. Trying to come up with a huge out. Pitch is high and away. Full count now. Carson Pearl down at third base for Nova Scotia. Chris DeCoste, the catcher, trying to pick him up here. Time called by DeCoste as he steps out. Last time he did that, he drew a walk. This time he'd like to deliver a base hit, especially with 2 outs. Tompkins' pitch is going to be a flare that's going to drop in there. DeCoste comes through for Nova Scotia, and it's 2-0, and the ball hung up there that long, Billy. I wasn't sure whether somebody was going to be able to backpedal to get to it, or was the center fielder probably back too deep, couldn't get in on it, and it found its place in behind second base, and Nova Scotia has a 2-0 lead.
And how excited was DeCoste, hitting first base, fist pump in the air. The bench just loving it.
He's my player of the game so far. Not that we're picking one, but I'm sure somebody is.
Well, baseball's in his DNA. His older brother plays some college ball.
Well, you gotta like that, Bill. So, runner at first is Chris DeCoste with 2 away, and here's a chopper down to first. First baseman will gobble it up, play it off his tummy, and get the out. But once again, Chris DeCoste in the middle of the scoring uprising for Nova Scotia, and through 4 innings of play, they have a 2-0 lead. Top of the 5th, can New Brunswick rally? We'll find out after this commercial timeout.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
Okay, back here at St. Pat's Ballpark in the east end of the port city of St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. It's preliminary baseball action on a Sunday morning, the 10th of August. Alongside Bill Hart, I'm Brian Rogers, part of the Universum Media Inc. crew at a Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, responsible for bringing you all the live action from many venues across the metro region over the next 2 weeks, streaming on CBC Gem and NTV Plus.
And continuing the professionalism of this broadcast, I just bit into the crunchiest protein bar ever.
Good man. So you're brand new and ready to go. All right, top of the 5th. Here's Will Henry, the shortstop for New Brunswick, trailing 2-0. A chopper back up through the middle. Gloved nicely, fired to first and safe. Good speed there. Henry turning on the jets. And he was able to beat the throw across, and New Brunswick. An opportunity here now to start the top of the 5th inning, getting themselves into the ball game, trailing 2-0. Well, they're in the ball game, but getting remotely closer than
close
being
play.
down
He had to fly down that first base line,
and he got there quickly to beat the throw. And there's a ball that's going to be drilled out to left field. Capping under it is the Nova Scotia left fielder. He'll gather it in for the first out of the inning, swinging at that first pitch. And Cam McNair made it look fairly simplistic. It was hit pretty much right at him. So 1 down, and that was Carter Cooling that just did that. Here's Grady Burns, the designated hitter. And there's a strike call as Reed McDonald continues to pour the heat.
It's worth noting that catcher made that catch despite the distraction of the 2 pigeons that are right behind him.
There's a ball ripped foul down the first base line, out of play.
How much did those pigeons pay for those seats?
Hey, Bill. They just flew in and said, hey, we'll see what we want. Anyways, and they don't have their accreditation, as you duly would probably note if you kept with that story. But I think we'll leave it at that. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3 as the pitcher, Reed McDonald, just poured the heat there, and he sat down Grady Burns, and Keaton Hill will step in for New Brunswick with 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning, trailing by a score of 2-0. Swung on and missed, strike 1. McDonald appears to be getting stronger, Bill. And I know there are pitchers that will do that. I'm not sure management and pitch counts and such. We're not going to concern ourselves with that, but he looks like he's getting stronger.
You are right.
He wanted the call on that, but he didn't get it. 1 ball and 1 strike on the New Brunswick right fielder, Keaton Hill. 2 down, 2-0 Nova Scotia, top of 5. Runners off, and a ball is hit out into center field. And that's all she wrote. New Brunswick will be set down here in the top of the 5th inning as the center fielder, Lewis Stonehouse, camped under that and made the catch. So we will be back with the bottom of the 5th. We play 7 in the sunshine, heat and haze of St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. These are the 2025 Canada Games. Bottom of the 5th's next after this timeout.
Precision, vision, and strategy. The skills that make a great golfer are the same ones that make a great law firm. McInnes Cooper, an official sponsor of the 2025 Canada Games. Meet us on the course. Come celebrate our sponsorship on August 22nd.
Introducing Vimeo Streaming, an all-in-one platform designed to help you turn your videos into a successful streaming business. Build your own custom branded app and connect with your audience across all platforms and devices without writing a single line of code. Deliver high quality, reliable, and secure video experiences, live or on demand. Turn video streams into revenue streams today.
Okay, after a brief 30-second timeout, back here at St. Pat's Ballpark in the resplendent sunshine and the preliminary baseball round underway on this Sunday morning, the 10th of August, alongside Bill Hart. I'm Brian Rogers. Pleasure to be here as 2 maritime combatants go toe-to-toe in what's been a entertaining ball game. Some good pitching, timely hitting, some old school fundamental baseball, which makes today's game look silly. And we're loving it.
It's like I'm watching the Montreal Expos back in 1983.
Oh, baby. I remember the Expos in '72 at Jerry Park with Rusty Staub and Mac Jones and Ron Fairley and Boots Day. I could keep going, Bill, but the people out there say, hey, this guy's got to be at least 70, and you're right on.
Some of the players
you are correct.
Some of the players on the field right now are going, who?
Who? John Abacabella. Yeah, the Expos, man, that was one of baseball's biggest blunders. I know they won a World Series eventually, blah, 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 but Washington, Montreal is a baseball town. If they didn't have to play in the big OWE all the time, they'd probably still be there.
Right?
Right?
The left fielder, number 49, Cam McNair.
Okay, so it appears we have a new pitcher on the mound for New Brunswick, Bill. I'm going to hopefully figure out who it is here momentarily. But Cam McNair steps in here in the bottom of the 5th with Nova Scotia leading 2-0, and he will take strike 1. I got a feeling it might be. Is that number 10? If it is, that's Matthias Cobham. If we could get him just to maybe, oh, doggone it. I almost had his number.
Hey, look at the flags.
Anyways, he's got a 1-1 count as he serves up
that's like
another
number 10.
pitch. Is it?
That looks like number 10.
So that would be Matthias Cobham, who's come in to replace Nolan Tompkins. And Jean-Hélard, mon frère, thank you very much. He acknowledges to us, and there's a cut and a miss, and McNair is going to take a seat as he'll strike out, but he took a vicious rip at that high heat from Matthias Cobham, and that's the first out of the inning. Here's Noah McIntosh, the Nova Scotia shortstop, who delivered a timely base hit to open the scoring in the third inning. And the pitch, down low and inside, ball one. Bill, the hometowns of these guys, I guess they're trying to, if we can get our laptops up and operational, and we will eventually, for the next game for sure.
But Noah's probably played a few games in Beasley Field, Dartmouth.
Oh, I was kind of thinking Dartmouth boy.
Yes, he is.
So Noah McIntosh.
Big Michigan fan, too. Looks like that's his college dreams based on his picture and his team picture.
Wow.
Wearing the Michigan sweatshirt.
There's a pitch high and away. 2 balls and no strikes on the Dartmonian. Is that what they used to call you guys? I was a Haligonian. I wasn't quite sure what you call it. Dartmouther? Dartmouther?
Boy, good question. I've been called many things, but
hey, listen, you know Gloria McCluskey. Why don't you give her a shout, right? Old mayor of Dartmouth, and she'd tell you firsthand. Nevertheless, 2 balls and 1 strike, 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning with Nova Scotia leading 2-0. And there's a ball that is chopped in behind second. Camping under it is the second baseman. He'll haul that in for the out. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Now batting for Nova Scotia, the right fielder, number 3.
I was going to say, Jean Allard, our counterpart en français, I gave him the best I could this morning. Comment? Bonjour, comment ça va? And très bien.
You're impressing the living daylights out of me right now.
Je parle français is peu. That means I speak very little French, but I try. 2-0 Nova Scotia, 2 down. Bottom of the 5th from St. Pat's in the preliminary opening. There's a strike. And it's 0-2.
I'm just saying, if I ever get lost in La Belle Provence, I'm calling you.
And the pitch is down and away. And there's a ball that is going to be tapped into the glove of the second baseman for the third out. So this time around, Nova Scotia could not add to their 2-0 lead, and we are headed for the 6th inning in the preliminary round of men's baseball. We'll be back with the top of the 6th. Nova Scotia leading New Brunswick 2-0 right after this timeout.
Nous vivons tous un moment, une expérience qui allume notre flamme.
A starting block that launches your dreams, your will to push harder and go faster.
That opens your eyes to new possibilities and to see the potential within.
De se laisser emporter par un mouvement.
It's about the camaraderie and the memories made along the way.
It's empowering, a springboard to something greater.
Qui propulse notre amour du jeu encore plus loin.
Where chasing the thrill of victory propels you beyond the finish line and towards greatness.
That's the Canada Games.
Votre moment, il est ici, maintenant.
We see the rise.
All righty, back here at St. Pat's on this beautiful Sunday morning. Alongside Bill Hart, I'm Brian Rogers. Nova Scotia 2, New Brunswick nothing. Our counterpart, Jean Allard, with a couple of defensive position changes. Matthias Cobham definitely is on the mound now. Anyways, we're ready to go here in the top of the 6th. New Brunswick needs something in a hurry. Trailing 2-zip. I mean, that's not an insurmountable amount of runs. But the way that Nova Scotia has played this ball game so far, aggressively, well defensively, and they're playing old school ball, and that's what's got them out in front.
Low-scoring ball game, but boy, it's been an entertaining one.
It really has. There's a pitch and a ball popped back and fouled out of play.
Grady Burns a pris la place au deuxième but et Evan Noir a pris la place au troisième but.
Swing and a miss. Reed McDonald appears to be a guy who wants to throw a complete game, and I love it because you're not allowed to do it in major leagues.
It's been a long time.
You're pitching a no-hitter with 10 strikeouts through 5, and you're going to get the hook for bullpen roulette.
But he's still showing nice speed on his pitches.
He really is.
Various speeds on those pitches.
Changing things up nicely, keeping the New Brunswick batters off track, and he sets down another with a good fastball there. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Nova Scotia with a 2-0 lead on 5 hits. They've committed 1 error. Their counterparts from the pitcher province, New Brunswick, no runs on 2 hits, and they played flawless baseball so far. There's a swing and a miss. And a good heater there.
Cooper Burns, not very homesick. He's got his big brother on the team with him, too.
Well, you got to like that.
Yeah. Grady Burns.
Grady and Cooper Burns.
2 of the contingency from Miramichi. 8 players from that region.
Wow.
Coaches.
They've always had great ball players in the Miramichi. The old Chatham Ironman back in the day. There's a line drive and a base hit. So Cooper Burns out of the Miramichi region. And again, I like to say, hey, for you folks that may be up there and are tuned in, we're thinking about you. We're dealing with some stuff here in Newfoundland, and our counterparts in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia are as well. So all of Atlantic Canada under a tremendous amount of stress, lots of heat and haze and smoke. But we've got each other, and that's what matters.
That's right.
We battle for each other, and we fight for each other. So New Brunswick trying to get themselves into the ballgame. There's a ball foul back off the screen. It was coming our way, William. I don't think it's going through this. Well, it's only a plexiglass window.
Well, if it does, everyone at home will hear it.
Hey, listen, Bill, at least we know if we break it, it won't cost as much as glass. I wouldn't mind a hole right in the middle of it right about now.
It's always half full with you, isn't it?
Yes, it normally is. Ball hit there into right field. Can New Brunswick turn the corner? They're going to go station to station, play it safe. And with 1 out here in the top of the 6th, New Brunswick have got probably their biggest threat since the opening inning, with runners at first and second. Back early in the contest, they had runners at first and third with 1 out, but failed to produce. And now Nova Scotia will have to play real good defensive ball here, especially if New Brunswick decides to maybe drop down a bunt here, a sacrifice bunt or something, Bill. And stepping in is Will Bauer, the catcher. Will he drop down a bunt like Nova Scotia did earlier? Move your runners up.
Yeah.
I think so. Down the first baseline, you got to push it.
No.
If you can get the pitch to take it there. Because if you drop it down in front of the plate, it's not happening.
Well, it looks like he was taking a swing, not drawing, going for a bunt.
Well, maybe some hit and run. But they need offense, and they need it now. Trailing 2-0. So for the first time, really, since the first inning, Reed McDonald facing a little bit of adversity. See how he reacts. He's Houdini'd it twice in this ball game already. Here's a shot hit to short. And it got through the shortstop's legs. Here comes New Brunswick to the plate. They're going to score, and they'll move up to third base as well. And the Picture Province are on the board, and it's a 2-1 ball game. It looked at the time the shortstop might have had a play there, Bill, but it found its way through. And the New Brunswickers are on the board.
Folks in Fredericton, Will's hometown, are cheering the loudest right now. Now we've got something going on.
So, Nova Scotia will take a mound visit here. Their first of the ball game. So New Brunswick, they were probably feeling a little bit uptight. You know, they had runners in scoring possession. They haven't had a lot of offense, but here they're busting out with a couple hits.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be feeling good about themselves.
Well, it's frustrating all game. You get those runners on, and it's through no fault of their own. I mean, it's just great defense. Nova Scotia scoring runs the old-fashioned way, as we've been saying.
Yep. And New Brunswick now with an opportunity. To either tie the game or take the lead, Bill.
I thought maybe a pitching change, but it looks like that's not the case.
Oh, they're happy with the young man. And Reed's been pretty solid. A little bit of tough stuff here in the top of the sixth. Pitch is high.
Pinch hitting for Team New Brunswick, number 18, Gavin Trask.
Gavin Trask au bâton maintenant.
Gavin Trask is pinch hitting. Jean Lillard. Merci beaucoup, mon frère.
Again from Miramichi.
Yeah, another Miramichi boy. Here's the pitch, and that one was beautifully blocked by DeCoste. He saved a run right there, potentially.
Yes, he did.
I'm not sure how hard it would have come back off the backs and how quick the third base runner is, but...
Well, there's a lot of distance from the home plate and the backdrop there.
Oh, big time. That pitch is high, and it's 3-0. And definitely a hitter's count now. 3-0, you got to take a rip. You got to have a cut here, Bill.
Oof.
So Gavin Trask, number 18, pinch hitting. Trying to tie the score for New Brunswick with one out. They've got one in there as a call strike. Runners at first and third, one out, and they've cut the Nova Scotia lead in half, 2-1.
Looks like he was going for the walk there. He didn't even attempt to try to swing at that.
Here's a ball slapped into right field. That's going to be an RBI single for the pinch hitter. Gavin Trask, and the ball game's tied at 2.
Oh.
Timely hitting and a real good bench maneuver by the New Brunswick manager. Sends up the pinch hitter, and he delivers an RBI single, and he hit it hard. It was a no-doubter, and we're tied at 2.
Very, very patient at bat there.
That's going to end Reed McDonald's day, but he pitched a whale of a ball game here. He really did.
He did.
You know, in this heat and the humidity and such, no excuses, but I'm sure, you know, they're young men. They're in great shape.
They are.
But, hey, they're only human. And they, you know, like the pitch count gets up a little bit. You never know. But he comes off to a warm ovation from the Nova Scotia faithful here at St. Pat's Ballpark, and there are many of them waving the flag, and a good representation from New Brunswick. But they're outnumbered about 2-1, at least on these sides of the bleachers here. So, the new pitcher, we'll wait for him to turn, Bill, and you can catch his number, and you'll know who's on the bump. 2-2 tie. And a brand new ball game, needless to say.
Pitching for Team Nova Scotia, number 24, Nolan McKinnon.
There you go. Nolan McKinnon.
Nolan McKinnon. Now, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, it just sounds like a Cole Harbour player.
Well, they're well represented on this team, I'll tell you.
A few more warm-up pitches, and then we'll resume action here.
Well,
Preliminary baseball.
You're close. Fall River.
Oh, Fall River. I love it.
Bit of a car ride.
Oh, toward Oakfield
yes.
and Lake. Oakfield Golf and Country Club.
You've been there.
Well, we used to be members back in the day. My parents, my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, we were all members of Oakfield
Well,
Golf and Country Club. Well, that was back in the day. It was more like Caddyshack for this guy, you know.
My nan knew the guy that owned the bingo hall.
Nice.
Yeah.
You get into bingo free?
Not at all.
Bummer.
Yeah.
It looks like McKinnon is ready to go. So New Brunswick rallying for 2 big runs here in the top of the 6th inning to even things up. We'll send Will Henry to the plate, the shortstop, with runners at first and second. 1 out in a 2-2 tie. Both teams with 5 hits. Nova Scotia's committed a pair of errors.
Will Henry.
And here is Will Henry trying to give New Brunswick a lead. Do we see some small ball, old school stuff here, Bill? With 1 out, hit and run.
Well, it's worked for Nova Scotia so far. Why not?
New Brunswick playing their style of baseball. This New Brunswick team, as I mentioned earlier, have not played Nova Scotia prior to this opener, the baseball preliminaries here at St. Pat's, but they played a lot of teams in Maine and Massachusetts.
See, those road trips are really making
well, they're not too far to the border. Holden, the Prescal. Pitch outside. Oh, no, we called it a strike. Pardon me. That's my angle here. My bad. Let's put it this way. If you want to know what we're looking at, Jean and Lynn are right behind the plate. Wide open window. Bill and I, and we're not making excuses. I'm a sawed-off little guy. Bill's 6'6", and he's sitting, and I'm standing, and we're looking through a plexiglass window, but we got a good view. Don't get me wrong. I got no issues with it whatsoever, but I'm just saying a nice little breeze once in a while. All righty, back to what matters most, and that's baseball here between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, and a heck of a ball game, tied at 2, top of 6. New Brunswick threatening to take the lead. There's a ball hit to the shortstop. He's going to step on the bag, throw it across to first for an inning-ending double play. Well done. And it didn't take much there for young McKinnon. He just came in and only threw a couple pitches, and he got out of the jam. Well, Nova Scotia shut it down there, but New Brunswick have come back to tie it, and we're locked in a 2-2 tie, heading to the bottom of the 6th. And that's coming next here on the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
In the quiet of the morning calm, where the sun rises at the dawn, and the birds sing their waking song, there's a story to be told. So if you hear a teller telling you a tangled tale, or maybe 2, rest assured, every word is true, especially the bits they make up.
All righty, back here at St. Pat's Ballpark. Sorry, folks, take a little bit of a breather. Talking to my counterpart, our counterpart, I should say, Bill. Jean Hélard, who's a veteran baseball broad. He's been at the Olympics, too, and he's been around a lot of Canada Summer Games, so he knows his stuff. And he's sitting pretty right there. So, bottom of the 6th, 2-2 ball game. Nova Scotia, 2 runs and 5 hits and 2 errors. New Brunswick, 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. There we go. Thank you, brother.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for Team Nova Scotia, the designated hitter, number 10, Jordan Rittenberg.
So Rittenberg will step in here in a 2-2 tie. The big DH, number 10. He'd like to crank one if he can get the pitch, and that one's way high. He's not even taking a remote thought about that one. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. A little outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Matthias Cobham, in his second inning of work, came in to relieve Nolan Tompkins, who was the New Brunswick starter. Pitched a pretty good ball game himself. Catching the inside corner, getting the call. Strike 1 on Rittenberg. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-2, bottom of 6. We play 7. Up next, Manitoba, Newfoundland, Labrador. And we'll be with you all day long from St. Pat's Ballpark. 4 ball games to bring your way, featuring a Quebec-BC tilt this afternoon, and then followed up with BC and Newfoundland tonight. And there's an opening walk. Rittenberg drawing a walk here to start at the bottom of the 6th. I think I got that right, Bill.
Yes, you did.
I mean, as far as the teams and the games coming up. I know definitely Manitoba, Newfoundland, Labrador next. Newfoundland tonight. I know next Sunday, a week, and we don't want to speed things up, but in 2 weeks' time, we'll be calling the women's baseball gold medal game.
Yeah.
And there's a sacrifice bunt. They're going to throw to second, and he's safe. Rittenberg got in under the throw. It looked like it had him, but a great head-first slide by Jordan Rittenberg has got Nova Scotia in scoring position, and on that ensuing pitch, Austin Brownbill drew a walk. So runners at first and second, but nobody out. And here comes Carson Pearl, the first baseman.
Kudos to that second baseman too for making the leap.
Yeah, that was
Could have easily been on third.
Yep. Oh, he definitely saved their bacon right there. Okay, nevertheless, William, I just want to reach down and see if I can get at some of my odds and ends there, brother. Thank you very much. We get a little mound visit here for New Brunswick. Okay, so those are all our rosters. That's good to know. We got access to that. Folks, as I said a little earlier, and we're just folksy kind of guys just trying to call the game. Hope you're enjoying it. Don't get too upset if we make mistakes. I apologize if the pronunciations aren't always right. It's our first kick at it, but we're having fun and we're enjoying it. And it's just going to get better as we go along. And that's, I think, for everybody's feeling the same way.
Say that now, but we haven't called the Quebec game yet. Save that apology for that.
Well,
exactly.
There's a beautiful bunt, and they're gonna. The runner dropped down, and the New Brunswick pitcher may have been spiked inadvertently. He went to lay the tag on the runner. He definitely got Pearl out on the play. He dropped down a perfect bunt, made the tag, but he might have get inadvertently stepped on. No speculation. I hope he's okay. Yeah. But the runners have moved up now to second and third. Nova Scotia on the verge of getting a base hit.
Well, with runs so important now, these players are trying to find that next gear to run. So there you go.
They'll bring in the athletic therapist representing, I'm going to say, the Canada Games in general. And we'll get a little bit of a timeout.
Give a chance for Nova Scotia to talk about some strategy as well.
Well, that was a perfect sacrifice bunt, no question about that. He dropped it down, and away we go. So Nova Scotia with a golden opportunity here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 2-2 tie. Glad to see that the New Brunswick pitcher is none the worse for the wear. He made a fine play. He gathered that bunt up very quickly, laid the tag, and in the ensuing play, of course, he got inadvertently stepped on. But he's okay. He's good to go.
Those plays are so difficult.
Yeah, they are.
You know, you have to gather that ball. You keep an eye on the runner. Are you gonna
and let's face it, Billy, we're used to play like when we played slow pitch and such. We played baseball and spikes back in the day. But as you get a little older and play SBN, slow pitch, I played at St. Pat's here for a couple of years in the old Masters leagues with beautiful ballpark. Just a great to be on that infield, man, was just deadly.
Nova Scotia,
Deadly.
Jackson.
Anyways, sorry, wandering again. Wandering.
Hey, man, it is a beautiful spot.
It's a beautiful ballpark, and everybody that's come in that I've talked to here, especially Nova Scotia and Brunswick, their jaws were dropping. Phenomenal work done by Michelle Healy and her group to get this ballpark ready for the 2025 Canada Summer Games. Here's a big spot in the ball game right here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 on, 1 out. Runners at second and third. In a 2-2 tie, here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Attaboy, Bill. I see. We're looking forward to. That's we've got a pinch hitter for Nova Scotia, number 18, and I wish the heck I could.
That would be Kingston States.
All right, well, Kingston States is up there right now, and he's got a golden opportunity, but he looks at a call, third strike, and there's 2 outs. A massive pitch from Matthias Cobb.
18, Jackson George.
Oh, Jackson George.
Jackson George was 18, pardon me. That's okay, Bill. It's all good, brother.
Now batting the catcher.
Jean's a true pro with this. He's scoring the game too, Bill. That's how many ball games he's done. And we appreciate him. Not to worry. Maybe have been from Alberta. That's okay, big fella. So another opportunity here for the Blue Nosers trying to unravel this 2-2 tie, and there's a ball in the dirt. No advancement there. Runners at second and third with 2 down. Two balls, no strikes. Cobham trying to work himself out of this jam here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch is high. And Krista Kost, who has been in the middle of everything from the first pitch on, is up there and has the count in his favor. He's going to take that one all the way. It's 3-1. So with 2 outs, runners at second and third, DeCoste needs a base hit. He's going to foul that one off. Billy, what about a drag bunt in a situation like this in a tie ball game here?
You know, we've seen just about everything else so far.
Drag it down the line and have the runner on contact going. He's going to work the walk. Bases are loaded. And here comes Ryan Jollymore, the second baseman. So there's jam, nowhere to put anybody else. And Matthias Cobham has got his work cut out for him here.
Number 7, Ryan Jollymore.
As Jollymore steps in, looking to deliver a go-ahead run here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th and a 2-2 tie. Cobham winds, fires down the middle for a call, strike 1.
Boy, you wanted a tense opening game. We've got it.
Oh, big time. That's down the middle, too. Okay. So, Jollymore finds himself in an 0-2 hole here. Cobham trying to shut it down there. Pitches outside, 1-2.
Man, all the fans in attendance are loving this. Look, everyone on the edge of their seats.
Yeah, it's a great ball game. What a way to start the 2025 Canada Summer Game. Oh, pitch high and good play there by the catcher, Bowers. He saved a run there for sure. If that ball got by him, Nova Scotia's got the lead. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the bases jammed in a 2-2 tie. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled back off the screen. We'll do it again.
You know where that ball was heading, right?
Yes, sirree. Right between my eyes. Yes, sirree. Well, the thing is, Jean would be the guy getting cocoa bonked. It wouldn't be you and I. He's got the open window. There's a pitch that's up high, too. Oh, Cobham's got to dig down here. It's intestinal fortitude time for the young chucker on the hill for New Brunswick. A full count in a tie ball game here, with 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. Cobham into his wine. He get the sign, and here's the pitch. Runners are on the move. It's ball 4, and the Nova Scotia Ball Club has got a 3-2 lead on a bases-loaded walk drawn by Ryan Jollymore.
I knew runners were going to be on the go with that last pitch, but so early, that runner from third was probably, what, 4, 5 feet away from home plate with that pitch reached.
I'm not speculating. I don't want Big Eddie on my case.
That was great.
We don't want Big Ed on our case. And we don't want Scotty on our case either, so no speculation. None. Be like Schultz on Hogan's Heroes. Probably dating yourself there. I sees nothing, I says nothing. So Nova Scotia takes the lead by a score of 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. And a mound conference for New Brunswick.
You know, while we have a chance, we should say thanks to the volunteers.
Absolutely.
See them all in their orange gear.
Through the Orange Store, who has teamed up and done a fantastic job. And they're in Nova Scotia as well, the Orange Store, in a lot of locations now. New business.
Without them, over 5,000 volunteers for these Canada games.
Unbelievable. Well, that's one thing for folks that are tuned in from away on CBC Gem, or you're streaming on NTV Plus. I believe it's available there. I thought that was the last word we got.
There you go. But he's a tall guy.
Much like Yee. So Nova Scotia with the 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We play 7.
Maverick Murray, he hails from Moncton. I think it's the first player we've seen from Moncton so far.
Yeah, Jean was just saying, I thought that he was leaning in your direction. That's a good thing, man. Have a good situation, right? One thing, Bill, I never thought about, of course, this is our first baseball game ever, and the first time you and I we've been in radio together for a long time, but this is the first time we called a game. Well, Jean's got little binoculars there. That would have been ideal. We may have to see if we have to go out and try to cut a deal with somebody I know and get a little set of binoculars, or borrow a set. I mean, there's enough golfers that have them, you know, and being at Glendenning all summer, I should pretty well be able to find. We need them for moving on. We'll probably get them. See what we can do.
We have been squinting a lot here today.
Oh, baby, but we're having a blast, and that's all that matters. I'm loving it. And we hope you're enjoying it, too. Universal Media Inc. out of Charlottetown doing a fantastic job last night at the opening ceremonies, and they've got a great crew, including some locals, lots of folks from through Atlantic Canada, and we're united, baby, at the 2025 Canada Summer Games. Juncture in the ball game, base is still full. Oh, that one gets away. Here comes the throw to the plate. There will not be in time. There was no throw, pardon me. Nova Scotia has a 4-2 lead. They played small ball early to take the lead. Now they're taking advantage of a few miscues, and that one a wild pitch. And a 4-2 lead. Reed McDonald, who went deep into this ball game, will not be part of the decision now. And there's another one getting away. Here comes another run to score. And New Brunswick, unfortunately, running into some issues here. Back-to-back wild pitchers. So Nova Scotia leads it 5-2.
I would say wild pitches, they're not outside the zone so much, but it was definitely inside.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, that's just what it looked. You know, it could be they might score the pass ball, but we're not playing analytics here. We're just trying to call the game and talk about the youngsters. But it was one of the two. It was uncatchable. Let's put it that way. And it cost them another run. And now a batter gets almost plunked.
He's sticking with that inside pitch.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of speed on that.
Throwing it high and tight, trying to back the hitter off the plate. So 5-2 after New Brunswick came from behind to tie the score. And that one, I think, he walked him or he hit him.
I think that pitch may have hit the batter.
May have glanced off him.
To the plate for shortstop number 6, Noah McIntosh.
Well, he took one for the team. He just got a bump there, so I got a feeling it struck, Bill. So 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning has Nova Scotia up 5-2 over New Brunswick in the preliminary opener. Men's baseball from St. Pat's Ballpark here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. Hazy, hot and humid. And a good defensive block there by the catcher. He stopped that one from sailing toward the backstop. Runners at first and third, runners off. He'll go to second, take it uncontested, no throw. And this inning coming a little bit unraveled for Team New Brunswick. They'd like to get out of this. They've got 2 out. They'd just like to shut it down here and then take a shot coming in the top of the 7th. But they've got a lot of work to do. Here's the wind, the pitch, high and away. 3-0. Here's the pitch. And it's called strike. Noah McIntosh didn't like that call. He stepped out. Now he's back in. And here's the pitch. Same back channel. It was a little high, and now the bases are loaded one more time. And Malky Murphy steps up with them juiced in a 5-2 lead. That's tough for you. You know, like the Brunswick's played a good ball game here along the way, and to have the unfortunate run score that way.
Right.
See what they're made of. They're definitely not quitting. All these youngsters are great young athletes, and they came here to win, obviously, and they're going to give it everything they've got to the bitter end. But that was a bit of a tough pill to swallow for Team New Brunswick there. And
there goes another mound visit.
Mound visit here. So Nova Scotia, really, Bill, a base hit away from just blowing it wide open, really. I mean, 5-2, that's 3 runs right now.
Well, seeing how tight this game has been.
It's been, yeah. And they're not coming at a premium either. You got to earn your, obviously, you got to earn it, period. I mean, that's the ball game. But having said that, but you got to work your way on, too, find your way on base. In Nova Scotia, to their credit, have done that pretty well most of the game from, say, the 2nd inning on.
A lot of smart base running got them to where they are right now.
And we don't want to belabor the point, but that was great baseball right there. Well played, the way it should be. Old school baseball. So Murphy with his work cut out, the Moncton pitcher trying to get out of this jam. 3 in here, the bottom of the 6th. And a pitch that is called a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Maverick Murray getting a sign, and here's the wind, the pitch. Down, and ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Bases loaded, bottom of 6. Nova Scotia 5, New Brunswick 2. Check swing, strike. 2-2. So Marky Murphy like to make contact here. Maverick Murphy wants no part of it. And the ball is fouled out of play. We'll do it again. Coming up next, Manitoba, Newfoundland and Labrador from St. Pat's Ballpark. Might add that there's action also at the Smallwood Ballpark in Mount Pearl. Here's a ball that was coming right back at you this time. I would have just moved a slight maneuver over and wing.
Who are we kidding? Barehanded grab.
Yeah, you're
cheering
You're
admirers.
big and wily. You played the game a long time. I have no doubts you would have snared. Coming quick though. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. High, ball 3. Patrick Murphy in danger of walking in a run here. Never say never, but 4 might be tough. 3, still not easy. There's a line drive, hit into the gap, and that's going to fall. Nova Scotia's going to score at least a pair, and the Blue Nosers have a 7-2 lead on a line drive 2-run single from Marky Murphy.
With runners on the run as the pitch is being made. You knew that was dropping fair.
Right off
just based on the excitement from the Nova Scotia bench.
He hit that, he scalded that ball. And even though that great big pipe down the middle was right there when the ball left his bat, still able to see it whisked by that and find green and a 7-2 Nova Scotia lead.
$60. So you have my email address.
Pitch a little inside here to Jordan Rittenberg, the designated hitter, number 10 for Nova Scotia. That's a call strike. 1-1.
Rittenberg, multi-athlete as well. Big hockey player too.
Cole Harbour.
Halifax.
Yeah. McDonald's.
Hey, look at you.
Hey, dark steel Subaru. Although it's hockey, baby. I pay attention to that. Just trying to learn baseball. Well, know the game, just try to call it. So far, hanging in there. Nova Scotia with a 5-run inning here after New Brunswick scored 2 in the top of the 6th, and that is going to fall as well. And another RBI. And there's Rittenberg plating one as he belted that into right field, and it's 8-2 for Nova Scotia.
What a time for the bats to come alive.
Yeah, they're swinging the bats here in this bottom of the 6th. And almost 6 runs is going to be really tough. But it's been done.
And it has.
I watch my Yankees cough up 6 and 7 run leads all the time, and then Boone plays bullpen roulette, and they lose again and again and again. Yeah, but this is what's so sweet about this, Bill, is for us, in being selfish, is that it's been such a fun game to call, and we've seen some old school baseball played by U17s, and that's enthralling to me. I think that's wonderful.
I just want to say, as a Blue Jays fan, I love it when the Yankees cough up.
I put it on a tee for you. Teed it up, big boy.
Yes, you did. It came in looking like a beach ball.
Yeah, well, the beauty of it is this is only the first game, and even if it ends as it was, I mean, there's so much competition, so many skilled young ball players here, and we're going to get to see the ladies for the first time, which is going to be fantastic.
That's exciting, yes.
Jada Lee from St. John's was the groundbreaker. Remember that? 4 years ago, she was on the mound for Newfoundland and Labrador. And that's awesome, and I'm sure we'll get a chance to meet Jada and probably have a conversation with her.
Oh, yes.
In the pregame show in 2 weeks' time, when the gold medal game will be contested right here at beautiful St. Pat's Ballpark.
Maybe she'll teach us how to throw a fastball. Maybe a curve.
Well, as long as you don't, what are they trying? What's baseball calling it now? Everything's a sweeper or whatever? And what's a sweep, right?
Something
if you're a sidewinder or you throw from the side, it might be, but
I always
like the pitch framing, which is they're not strikes.
No.
So the catcher takes one down and inside, and he throws it in the middle. Do you think a robot's going to call that a strike?
No.
Unfortunately, humans do.
I miss those sidewinder pitchers.
Yeah, there were some good old ones back in the day.
And Quisenberry.
Quisenberry of the Kansas City Royals comes to right off the hop. The first guy I think about, Ted Abernathy was a sidewinder too back in the day with the Chicago Cubs. Now I'm really dating myself, so I'll just leave that alone. New pitcher for New Brunswick as Nova Scotia put together a 6-run inning, and we're still not done with 2 away. Runners at first and second.
Looks like that's Frank Washburn up there on the mound. Again from the Mirror Machine.
Yeah.
8 members of that region, coaching and players.
Really, they always, I remember the late Brendan McCarthy, my long-time sidekick in the American Hockey League, and he was a big baseball fan. He was from the Miramichi, and I remember him always crowing about the good ball clubs up in Chatham, the Ironmen up there. You know, they've had some great ball clubs up that way. Always been a powerhouse for New Brunswick. Well, there are no slouches all across the province of New Brunswick. Don't get me wrong, but it just seemed back in the day that it was around the Chatham area in the Miramichi that produced the real big New Brunswick teams. So, New Brunswick needs to shut it down here. First pitch is from Washburn is low, call ball 1. Mr. Milligan has arrived this morning, and we're having a blast here, Eddie. We're having fun, bud. I got to tell you. So the fans starting to file in, Bill. You can feel the anticipation already for Newfoundland, Labrador, and Manitoba coming up next. Pitch a little inside. From the count to 3-0 here. 6-run. Bottom of the 6th. For Nova Scotia. And an 8-2 lead over their maritime counterparts from the pitcher province of New Brunswick. Here's the pitch. Call strike. 3-1. Taking all the way. I'd be swinging the bat there in a batter's count. We're thinking it's a batter's count there. 3-0, 3-1. He wanted to take a rip. Washburn tried to put the fire out here in Nova Scotia's bottom of the 6th. Pitch is outside. He draws ball 4. And the bases are loaded, Bill, for the 4th time this inning. 2 runs coming in on either a wild pitch or a pass ball, and then clean base hits, scoring the others.
And anyone just tuning in, we have to tell you, some old school baseball early on.
Old school baseball, baby.
Bunting, hit and run stuff.
Love it. Hit and run, especially. It's been a big part of the game forever, and it still should be, but you don't see it very often. Too busy looking at replays, see if they were out at first. These kids know how to play the game. Flat out know how to play the game. Pitch is down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. As the inning continues, the first baseman, Carson Pearl, in the box, trying to deliver more for Nova Scotia. And they busted this one open here with 6 in the bottom of the 6th. Swung on, fouled back.
McGee Lake, where's that?
Pardonnez-moi?
McGee Lake.
McGee Lake, Nova Scotia? I got to be honest, I've never heard of it.
Well, that's exactly where Carson's from.
Well, and
we'll have to ask him.
Guysborough County or something? Oh, but McGee Lake.
Yeah, I thought.
Somebody in McGee Lake saying, that idiot doesn't know who we are. I'm so sorry, and I'm a Haliconian, but I don't know.
We're going to find out.
Lake is, yeah. Hey, Google. Hey, Alexis. Or is that one? I'm not sure. I'm too old school for that.
Talk about old school. I'm looking at a map right now. Folded map from my glove compartment.
And there's a ball hit, and it takes a funky carom and bounces into left field, and another run is going to score. Tough stuff for New Brunswick shortstop on that play. It looked like it was tailor-made, and he was going to have an opportunity to get the 3rd out, and at the last second, It spun off something and took that, as I said, funky carom. Landed into left field. Another run scores, and it's 9-2 for Nova Scotia.
For Nova Scotia, number 18, Jackson George.
So Jackson George steps in as a pinch hitter. The bases are still loaded. 7 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th. And there's a call strike. Oh and 1, 2 outs, bases loaded for the 5th time this inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2.
It looks like McGee Lake's down around the Valleyway.
Is it? And I live down there. I should know. I spent time in Kentville. A couple of years at Annapolis Valley Radio.
Ah, AVR.
KD University. Yes, that's right, Bill. AVR. Windsor, Kentville, Middleton, Digby. So a 9-2 Nova Scotia lead, and we had a ball game, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when New Brunswick scored 2 in the top of the 6th to tie the score. But Nova Scotia has erupted, and I mean erupted here in the bottom of the 6th. They're taking at least a 7-run lead to the top of the 7th. I'm not a betting man, and I would never lay any money or even remotely talk about it. But that seems like an awful, huge, insurmountable lead.
Well, Nova Scotia, they're running a clinic on manufacturing runs right now.
Taking their
Simple,
pitches.
timely hits.
Yep.
Great base running.
They're taking their pitch. They're playing a heck of a game. And all credit to the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Keegan and Chris are the coaches for Nova Scotia. We had a little yarn before the game, Bill. One of them's from Cape Breton, the other guy's from Fairview.
Good people.
Like I am.
Oh, your old buddy's all old school.
Well, I'm a lot older than he is, but his father was older than I, so.
Chris Monroe.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and mercifully for Team New Brunswick, this long, ugly bottom of the 6th comes to a screeching halt. Nova Scotia scores 7 times in the bottom of the 6th to take a commanding 9-2 lead, heading to the 7th inning. And we'll take a timeout from the 2025 Canada Summer Games. You're watching baseball from St. Pat's Ballpark. We'll be back after this timeout.
Calling St. John's unique is like calling a humpback a goldfish. It's wildly different here.
Hello.
Hi, remember me? We bought your old house.
Yes.
We brought some mail.
Oh.
Hey.
The diaper subscription. I forgot to cancel it.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet the memories are coming back now. The BMO app helps you keep an eye on where your money's going.
Like how?
Well, for one, it would have told you the subscription price had gone up multiple times.
It's a lot of diapers.
Well, extra's good. So where's the baby?
Oh, he's right here. This is the baby.
And that ain't no baby.
Okay, we are back for the top of the 7th inning in Nova Scotia, trying to put game 1 away, leading 9-2 after scoring 7 times in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nova Scotia with 9, 6, and 2. Billy, they got more than 6 base hits.
They did not.
Well, are you kidding me?
Wild pitches and.
Well, I knew the wild pitches, but they had 2 runs on 5 hits after, after the 5th inning. There was 2 and 5 for both teams. They had more than one hit in that inning. That's just me observing. Thought I was going to say 9 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors, but I'm looking at 9, 6, and 2. Personally speaking, that doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it's a little misleading.
There were a few base hits, but anyways, nevertheless, that's irrelevant. And the first pitch is in there for a call strike, as New Brunswick tries to dig themselves out of a massive hole, trailing by 7. Here's the pitch. Call strike 2. Who's our new pitcher for Nova Scotia? I know, tough to see. He's got to turn completely to get his number. And that pitch is down. 1-2 is the count.
I was just looking to see if that. I think we got.
He's going to turn around. That's 24.
Pinch hitter, I think, for New Brunswick as well.
Yep.
Looks like Carter Cooling. Quispamsis.
Just outside of St. John. Quispamsis, New Brunswick. Here's the pitch. That was in tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You got to believe that if New Brunswick is to start a comeback here, they need their leadoff runner on. Bounce back from an 0-2 count, work the count even at 2-2. Trailing by 7.
That's Nolan McKinnon pitching.
That's right, too. There's a line drive up the middle, and that gets through for a base hit. So New Brunswick have their leadoff runner on.
And that's so important. That gets the whole bench excited now.
Big time. So we're going to probably get some substitutions and things that are happening along the way. I've got, looks like Nate Hallingham coming up here as a pinch hitter.
Another Frederick.
Nate Hallahan.
Yeah.
Hallahan. We're going to probably see a slew of them, I would think. There's a pitch fouled off. He's up there trying to drill one somewhere and put another runner on base.
16 years old, 6'3".
Wow. Now, Bill, how tall were you at your age at 16? You were a big boy.
I was about the same height, not near as athletic.
Wow.
Not even close.
That pitcher's high. Ball 1. So New Brunswick get the leadoff runner on with a base hit. And there's a pitch that's called a strike. 1-2 on the pinch hitter, number 17, Nate Hallahan. Gonna punch him out there. Call 3rd strike.
Not happy with that call.
No, not too happy with that call, but he got it. And so McKinnon posts the punch out. And there's one away here in the top of the 7th inning with Nova Scotia leading New Brunswick 9-2. This was a 2-2 ball game heading into the bottom of the 6th. And a really well played tight ball game with some old school fundamentals on display. But unfortunately for New Brunswick, it came unraveled in the bottom of the 6th. McKinnon gets his sign, and the pitch is high for a ball. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 9-2, Nova Scotia. Swung on and missed. 1-2.
He wanted that pitch. You
Did he ever?
When his arms rose up, he thought, oh, this is it.
A massive cut. And here's McKinnon's delivery. That's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nova Scotia trying to put this one away here in the top of the 7th with a 7-run lead. That pitch is high as well. Full count, 3-2. And I don't think Bill New Brunswick's in a position to try to initiate something here. They're going to wait to see if the ball's put in play. But then again, the runner might be off, and there's a ball that's cranked out to left center. Hit a ton way back there. That bounces off the Newfoundland Labrador scoreboard out in deep left center. And a double for New Brunswick.
Oh, he got all of that.
He cranked it. That's the hardest hit ball we've seen all day here. Hardest hit ball for sure for New Brunswick. And he launched it.
Now some life being shown on the New Brunswick bench.
Well, this is exactly what they need. If they need a base hit here to give themselves a chance to claw back here, trailing by 7. And McKinnon's delivery swung on and missed. Strike one. Runners at second and third. Matthias Cobham, who had some mound duty in this ball game earlier, did a pretty good job coming in relief of Nolan Tompkins, standing in there trying to deliver for his team. And a pitch call, strike, 0-2. McKinnon gets his sign. Here's the delivery. Fouled back. So it remains 0-2 with one away. Runners at second and third. New Brunswick barely needing a base hit here to cut the deficit. They trail by 7. And here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. He came with the heat and punched it out.
Beautiful pitch.
So New Brunswick down to their potential last batter. And it will be the first baseman, Cooper Burns, who's played a real good ball game here today. He made some fine defensive plays earlier in the contest. They need his bat here, and he'll foul that one off. He was destined to crush that somewhere. So runners at second and third, 2 down in a 9-2 Nova Scotia lead. And the wind, the pitch. Got away, runner trying to come to the plate, the throw, he's gonna score. New Brunswick heads up, base running there as they're able to play to run.
And the runner advancing to third as well. That's a
so
big play.
Well, that's gutsy. That's gutsy. No doubt about that. But once he committed himself, he wasn't going back. And here's the pitch. That one is sliced foul down the third base line. So New Brunswick have cut the deficit to 6. It's 9-3 Nova Scotia. And Cooper Burns in there.
And the New Brunswick fans are starting to show some life too.
And there's a base hit. That'll score another run. Throw across. No, no. That is it. What a play by the shortstop to end the ball game. I thought that was destined for left field. My bad. That just shows I'm a rookie baseball guy. First call, I botched it at the end, but what a beautiful throw across the diamond. A deadly throw across the diamond, and that was the shortstop. What a play by Noah McIntosh to throw out the New Brunswick runner. The final score here in the first game of the baseball preliminaries from St. Pat's Ballpark. Nova Scotia 9 and New Brunswick 3. So there you have it. Well, Bill, it certainly was an experience. It was a lot of fun. We're going to get better as we go along here. We're going to make ourselves some room here, and we're going to collaborate with some people right away as soon as we take these headsets off. And we'll be ready to go for the next one, too. We'll call Manitoba and Newfoundland and Labrador. You've been listening to the 2025 Canada Summer Games, the heat, the humidity, everything is starting to catch up. The teams exchanging handshakes at the end of it all. And Billy, to be quite honest with you, it was a heck of a ball game. I know it ended 9-3, but it was 2-2 going to the bottom of the sixth, so anything could have happened there. And then a couple misfortunes for Team New Brunswick, and the end result is a setback in their first game, but they'll be back, I'm sure, in full fashion. So on behalf of Bill Hart, I'm Brian Rogers, part of the Universal Media Inc. crew out of Charlottetown, PEI, and we're so happy to be here, folks. Hope you enjoyed that, and if you're a baseball fan, stick around. Nova Scotia wins at 9-3. Newfoundland, Labrador, Manitoba coming up next from the 2025 Canada Summer Games. I'm out.